Yo, how we doing? I am going to be going over a full game today, but before I do that, I just wanted to show you guys the strength of Soul. Her early game is insane. This is the proof in the pudding. I don't think anybody can argue this. Most gods in the game, I have yet to find somebody that can match this god's pressure off of wave 1. Everybody that steps up just dies. You can see it. That guy was a master player. This Baron walks up, throws 2 abilities out, and he just dies. What other god can do that? Granted, he was half HP. I don't think he popped his pot, and his mid laner might have boned him, which that is definitely a tragic experience that can happen when you're playing solo lane, because your mid laner will just stay back and you'll eat all the camps. Killed him 2 times within 5 minutes. Just everybody gets dumpstered if you know what you're doing on this god, especially if they're not familiar with it. But even if they are, they have to give you lane pressure. It's just a fact of the character. Disgusting. Ray with the triple kill. Okay, I think this is the last clip, and then we can get on the gameplay and tips. Always try to wait a little bit before you're hitting those harpies, just because you don't want to take extra damage. Give your mid laner some time to get over there. That'll just save you a little bit of extra health. Soul's passive, you don't want to pressure 2 until it starts decaying, or just before it does. So that way you can step into lane with a little bit of your energy. So this guy's smart. One of the reasons why I picked this game, he didn't step up and just insta-die. He does make a really big mistake here, though. You can see he's just eating those autos, and they hit hard. It's not worth it, buddy. Soul is a Bastion Destroyer. This is pretty much what I do every single game. If they don't get first blooded, just won the melees. Start hitting the totem. If you see him on the map, then instantly 180 and try hitting him with a 2. Your focus shouldn't be on looking at the totem. You should always be trying to just pressure the enemy laner. And if they ever step up to try to hit the wave, you punish them. You smack them. Now, playing this guy, you do want to get ganked. You are a pressure fiend. That's all that matters. Taking enemies' resources away from them, you want to do back camps, you want to invade blues, force rotations, and hopefully your team can pick up and do something else on the map when you're getting, you know, rotated on. And since this build runs triple lifesteal, you got Bancrofts, Typhons, Polynomicon, and Poly is a super cheap item, so you get your third item power spike even if you're not super ahead before people get their third item completed. So that's when you really want to try to rotate. In most situations, if you're even, get that Poly online and then rotate. First base goal, pretty much, if you're getting poked a little bit or you get ganked early, you want to get tier 2 Typhons, or tier 2 Bancrofts, and then a health chalice off first base. That should be the least. Hopefully you don't die early. Your middle tower is under attack. So he did his blue a little bit slower. There I tried poking, unlucky. I'm sitting in the wave. Really bad. I egoed him super hard there. That was such a bad trade. Now I'm in danger of dying if I do get ganked. So I have to play back a little bit. Didn't know where their jungle was since I was fighting. I'm not a freaking robot. So I decided to do the safe thing. Just farm my own blue. King Arthur's sticking around. Not a good idea. In my opinion, he should have ran to his blue. Now he's choosing to clear this wave. I'm healed up. The intention was to get him off the map. It worked. Could have been better though. He could have just got sent to the gray screen. But this is perfectly fine. His Cleo didn't come over to help. Great news. More gold for me. Both his bastions are down. I mean, what more could you ask for here? I got a full Bancrofts off first base. And once I clear this, I'm going to be able to get a chalice as well. Just an early game monster. Quick back, quick back. But currently, 0 to 5, my team is getting wrecked. My Mercury hasn't even come over to try to help as well, which is kind of strange. Most of the time when you see people dying or you have a high pressure lane, you kind of want to be over by their blue side. So that way you can invade and get something done on the map, but everybody's just dying. This guy has no chance. There's literally no chance, brother. Something really weird happened there. I popped my shard and then he picked me up. And I was spamming my beads. Could not use them for a solid second. So I definitely ate some more damage than what I should have. Let's look at that. It's just free and easy. Anytime, man. Anytime they step up, you just smoke them. Put them in the dirt. Here, it was a misplay to kill that tower. Now the Arthur can definitely freeze the lane, which doesn't matter too much when I'm playing Soul, but it kind of does, because if their mid laner and their jungle comes over, I'm definitely not going to be strong enough to take them on. But hey, I'm going with it anyway. I'm going to try to use the strengths of the character. I will run it down until somebody stops me. It really is just so good, man. This build is so freaking good. Bancroft's, Typhon's, Poly. Soul is so fun to play too. Whenever your passive's full and you're auto-attacking, it just feels so good. I love characters like this. I wish they would add another similar with, you know, like an energy meter. Oh, sloppy. 7-minute rotation though, we take those. Got a little proactive on the map. Most of the time though, I don't like rotating. I love it when everybody else on the enemy team rotates to me. Souls 2 can be pretty hard to wave clear too. Like from time to time I'll either just miss all the ranged or all the melees. It's whatever though, your auto slap. It's not too big a deal. The Typhon's fully on. I am 100% confident in being able to 1v2 anybody that comes to my lane. As long as I properly use my actives, my wing shard and my beads, it's just, there should be no fear here. Now, through playing Soul more, I would 100% recommend going for her third ability after leveling the 2. Just because the 1, I don't know why I'm so dumb, I haven't like read the abilities of a Smite character in so long, but I was so used to maxing her 1, and that's just not a good choice. All that her 1 does is make it to where you get more heat, which if you're in extended trades, you're hitting waves, totems, buffs, camps, all that, it should just be maxed almost all the time. So the 1 isn't really helping you in lane as much. It's more so for the healing, and the healing doesn't get leveled when you level it. So the 3 gives you that movement speed. It gives you a ton more damage if you're getting chased down as well. So just take my advice, learn from my mistakes, and max your 2 and then your 3. So yeah, I mean, Arthur got a pretty good rotation in there. My team was already losing, and Hachi spam pinged me. I'm just not in the mood. I've had so many games where people have done this. They freaking ping you, they say, oh, you're not doing anything. And it's like, oh, really, I'm not. I am currently 5 levels ahead of you, slaughtering, and I'm doing nothing on the map. I'm doing nothing in the game, huh? Oh boy. It's just ridiculous. It's pretty crazy though, how strong Soul is in solo. Like, 100% she's a cheese god. And you're probably not going to see a Soul solo in the SPL. But funny enough, I could think that it could be a thing. It's more so people would just know how to play around it more. So you wouldn't get big leads. You wouldn't be able to pressure people out of lane and invade as many buffs as you could in a ranked game or a casual game. But even in ranked, people suck so bad at playing up against this god. Every time I see T-Souls, he's just rolling kids because they suck and they don't know how to play up against her. Unlucky. Here I got enough for Poly once I base. Yeah, it sucks so bad. I was trying to ping the Cleo. Ended up dumping my 2. Once Cleo hits somebody with their 2, she becomes invisible to them. So Merc was just slapping the air, punching it, shadow boxing. I've been kind of thinking about putting up a video. I don't know if anybody would want to see it, but even if one person wants to see it, I'll just play one god for an extended period of time, like I played Soul for this video, to get a bunch of clips and just show you guys how to play her. But yeah, just do the same thing with another god, but show all of the games that I played. Just do like a marathon of it. Not necessarily talk over every single one, because it'd probably be an hour-long video. Or maybe I'd do live commentary, something like that. I don't know, I'm just trying to switch it up. One thing that I do know what I need to do is get into the YouTube short game. Because YouTube shorts are supposed to be like the #1 thing to grow your channel. If you don't have any of those on, you're messing up. And let me tell you, I'm messing up. Got the Poly online. Dumb call to be going for this Milan. We take those, free kill. I eat that, I eat those. Poseidon totally missed his his one. I'm pretty lucky. Hachi got his 3 knocked up instantly. That was a pretty funny moment. Oh well, dude. Soul is definitely in the wheelhouse now for playing solo gods. Like I think she is my favorite solo laner to play currently. Because you go full damage, even if your team's losing, you're still doing stuff. You're still wrecking. It's not like you're going full tank late game and not being able to kill anybody with, say, a utility pick like Odin, which I think is undervalued currently. Right now, I think Odin is so good. Yeah, if you play him and your team gets stomped, you know, no damage ult, they're not following up. It's like the same thing with any tank in the game that you don't have any sort of damage on. Just feels worse than a full damage character. One thing that I will say for sure though is you're going to catch a lot more flack from playing full damage solos in this tank meta. So be prepared for that. Just mute him though. If you can't handle the heat.
Your left tower is under attack. Be careful, right enemy missing.
We got cooldown buff, so I'm just going over to clear it. No real reason to sit at tower line when they're missing.
Be right back. Farewell. Retreat. Okay.
One of the big tips that I think not too many people know about Soul, just because Polynomicon doesn't get built on her as much anymore, but it's pretty similar to the Morrigan's ability. If you auto attack and then you press your 3, you will get the poly proc. So what you can do is you can auto, and then one that you know is going to land, say they get stunned or something like that and your poly proc is up, you toss out the auto, press the 3, and then the poly proc comes on that auto that you already released. It's a more consistent way, not too practical, because most of the time you're not going to be looking, unless you have the cooldown in your muscle memory. Like, you know when the cooldown's going to be coming back up, which can be tough to do. It's just something to think about though. I could have tower dove that Jing more, had Aegis up, could have just canceled my 3 and hit her. She did have a bunch of outplay potential just by running in a circle around the tower though, so that's why I didn't even risk it. Don't want to give a big shutdown. The peak can take so long to take. It's kind of wild. It's worth it though.
Careful. Enemies incoming.
Poseidon just wanted to place a ward, man. He did not really play that too well. I think once he saw me and he got hit 2 times, he just started trying to VGS a laugh. It's a Sunder Cleo, feels bad. Feels good. Who's gonna stop it? Yeah, last item in the build is gonna be Harada Tahuti, and you go Hidden Blade. It's pretty gross, the damage potential, plus Objective Shred. So you start it when you're not getting pressured or hit. You get that extra Hidden Blade damage. Soul is disgusting. Beware. Be prepared. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
You know I'm always honest. There ain't no way I'm ever stopping. I won't quit, keep going till I